Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where we currently have a bit of a pause here because we are building up our rail infrastructure over this way. We're wildly overextended beyond our rail line, and we knew that was the case when we pushed up, but we definitely need to wait for our logistics to catch up a little bit. So we're working on that for now. And then, the real question is, while we're waiting, is Germany going to bring more troops in? Because they have almost none here. I don't know. They're actually moving troops away right now. Apparently the government is contested. I don't think we care about our political power. Our base stability is cared about, though. So we're going to let the political landscape shift. But we definitely want to deal with this whole communist and fascist section here. So let's work on that. We're going to ban fascism. Actually, I don't like that base stability change. Yes, we just institute press censorship. That's all we do there. Cool. So, we need to continue to tick forward. That is the top priority right now, because we need to resupply over here. We're dug in at this point, but we're not going to build like land forts or anything. We're just dug in for the moment. There's a sandstorm, which is actually beneficial for us for the moment. But 24 November is when this hub will be complete. That's not too bad, actually. And by the time that's done, will our rail line be done? It'll be close to done, but I think it'll not quite be done. Regardless, we need to hold off for a couple of months over there. We can look over here. We can think about an attack here. But I actually want to get a tank division in training here. So let's go ahead and train a tank division, and we will get a little bit of manpower to send over there. Something like this. There we go. Let's get this tank division going, and I want it to actually train up. So we will set that down over here. For the moment, I don't feel like we need the other manpower, so we can train it for now. We may cancel it later. That said, we are low on our garrisons, so let's go ahead and bring this back to, like, there. Okay. Now, this is going to have a very hard time getting out over here, right? We do see that they've moved a few extra units in, but honestly, I think we're okay. I don't think we're going to have any real problems here. So, looking at our supply hub, that is now 41% complete. That's great. And we can see our rail lines are getting closer. So that's absolutely perfect. We are building them reasonably quickly. 24 October, 12 October, 18 November, 24 March, but this is going to be accelerated dramatically very soon. And this is not being worked on, but we'll get that done very soon as well. So I do think that we're going to have our rail line done before our supply hub is built. That's absolutely great. Now, we can see that the Germans have moved additional forces in here. I'm not concerned about it, to be honest. As far as this goes, I think that's completely okay as well. And you can see here that our manpower isn't really going away, and I don't think that's because we don't need it. It's because it simply has no real way to reach this. But we'll get there. What does this railway gun need in terms of supplies? Just manpower? That's interesting. That's very interesting. Hey, look at this. Our railway is actually, I think, completed. At least at a level 1. Well, actually, no, not over here. It's not completed over here yet. But it's very close. And there's another sandstorm in this area. Lots of sandstorms going on. I do want to take a quick look while we're waiting on what's going on up here. Incursions here, 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 that the Germans are dealing with. And the British Isles have nearly been liberated at this point. They don't have Ireland, but that's looking pretty good. Let's take a quick look at Germany. 0 manpower. It's been month ticks, so we know for a fact that they're not able to fulfill either their recruitment or their replenishment, or both. Well, it's definitely both. We also know that they're down to 470 divisions. Oh, wow. That's a substantial drop from last time we looked. How are they doing out on this front, then? This front is pretty static. It's barely changed, including these incursions over here, which I don't love. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and take forward for the moment. Where are you going? Oh, the railway gun moved up. Gotcha. This is the closest the railway gun can get. But we can see that it's got a pretty decent range. We're going to want to park it like here or here for the moment. Of course, we're waiting on getting some additional railways up over here. But we are getting very close on that. All of our railways are currently under construction. So we can see the latest that it will end is 22 November. So yeah, 23 November now. That's interesting. But just before our supply hub finishes. Cool. So things are going to get much better for us supply-wise over here. And then we're just going to push up like state by state, I think, for the time being. We're not going to push nearly as heavily again. They are trying to attack us before this becomes a thing. I'm going to move all of these forces over to reinforce. I do not want to lose here. Not right now. How close are we? Not super close. I want to assist with these tanks. Okay. Let's get in here, everybody. I know your supplies aren't great, but we want to take this back. Okay. Now, we could theoretically use one of these tanks or two of these tanks to drive onto here. This is undefended right now. They're heading in, but we may get there first. The real question is, when do our supplies finish up? Okay. Yeah, we're not going to drive in there right now. I want to stop that attack. There we go. Now we can. It wasn't accepting my input there for a moment, but that's okay. So we have 2,000 manpower right now. I'm not sure where that came from. But we definitely need to get supplies in up here. 25 November is now when this is going to finish. They delayed it a little bit by the attack there, it looks like. But we now have a level 1 railroad all the way through. So supplies can now reach this front much easier, but we need to get this supply hub in here. Now I want to take a look in the air here. We haven't moved our air power for a long time. Yeah, we've got a full 1K here. We can move them up over... These air bases are not very upgraded. Let's start working on upgrading this airbase. And this priority is okay, I think. Okay. Our supply hub will be done in just a couple of days here. But we have railroad connections up to the front now, so we can get some supplies up over here. Some supplies. It's a level 3 railroad connection at this point. But we can't really distribute these supplies particularly easily. 3 more days at this point. 2 more days until our supply hub is done. Beautiful. Our supply hub is done as of now. So, of course, we need to get a train out here. But there we go. We should be able to get supplies out here at this point. Cool. I do not see a train heading this way, but I'm not sure if it actually requires a visual train or if that's just a little nicety there. We'll see. But this is now all level 5 railroad as well. So that is great. This is now a level 3 airbase, and you can see they can't attack us over here now, because these tanks are now fully supplied. So I'm going to use most of these tanks. Actually, I want to move like half of these infantry up over here. There we go. Cool. And they should get resupplied reasonably quickly as well. Now, we're going to have a little bit of a hard time still supplying all of this in this one area. Fair enough, but we have reasonable supply flow at this point. To the point where I am currently perfectly comfortable issuing some attack orders here. I want to attack here and here. Just with tanks for the moment. And we can see that our railway gun is assisting. Now, we can assist these attacks with infantry if we want to. Infantry is definitely less good on the attack than tanks, but we may need the numbers. So let's just go in for the moment. Cool. And that buys us a lot of time. Or not really time. A lot of space is, I guess, what I want to say. So I'm going to use these 16 infantry. We're going to attack here. And we're going to attack with these 9 infantry as well. There's actually not a connection here. Wild. But we certainly want to continue building our railway up the coast. That becomes a top priority, of course. And we are automatically attacking here. We're uncautious, but we are automatically attacking. That's okay. I think we're completely fine with that. If we're going to succeed in taking this location, I want these tanks to come in and attack here. That'll push this entire front line. Good. Very good indeed. From here, I want to take one tank out over here. I would love to simply wrap around like this and encircle these guys. I don't know how realistic that really is, but we can send like an extra unit of tanks around to each of these. Kind of like that. And in the meantime, we can launch attacks over this way with these tank units. I'm going to leave one here. But these 3 will attack here just to hold these guys. Okay. So we can see here that we are pushing over nicely. Again, I'd really like to encircle these. Okay, let's get all of these tanks over here. I want these tanks over here too. Beautiful. So I do want one unit of tanks back here, or realistically, we want to move some infantry over here to defend that, but they'll take a while to get there. So we'll use one unit of tank. And I also want to bring these infantry over, but I want these 5 tanks to come in and attack here. Okay, so we took that. I'm going to leave this unit here. These guys are now encircled. We need to try to hold that. And this sandstorm is not necessarily helpful. We're going to move up over this way, and all of these units over here, they're just going to come in and attack Tripoli. I want to assist this attack here. Cool. The sandstorm clears up. And these guys are going to stack wipe pretty soon. Tripoli is taken, and out they go. German Libya has capitulated. Does German Libya exist? I don't know that German Libya exists. But okay. So that's now all taken, and we got good stack wipes off on it too. So that's beautiful. Now, of course, we need to build our railway up the coast, and we need to continue to build it over here as well. Okay. There is a supply depot here in this naval base, and we'll just increase the motorization level of that. But we're going to need to get that connected up via a land connection. But in the meantime, we're just going to move these troops up and attempt to get moved in over here a little bit. We're not really moving forward, and that's because of supplies. It doesn't want to have these supplies be a thing exactly. Like, if we look at our supply map mode, we can see why they're not moving forward. Fair enough. I don't know where this gun is going, but sure. How are we doing on this naval base? Or rather, this air base? We're actually doing reasonably okay there. We're going to transfer on over. Actually, we have this air base at this point, so we don't need to continue to upgrade this. Although it's very close to being full. But we don't need to waste the time on it. It's okay. So over we head, and these guys can start attacking here. Now, we're not necessarily too concerned about, like, dropping nukes over here. It'll be fine. We just want to make sure that we control the skies. Cool. So realistically, there are faster ways to build this. Specifically, what we do is we cancel these, and then we simply queue up one province at a time like this so that more factories will work on it. It's kind of dumb. But if we do this, it will build faster. Oh, and this will need to be upgraded as well. Cool. So something kind of like that. That will cause more factories to work on it and finish this much more rapidly. Cool. So we'll get that going. And once again, we're in a little bit of a pause until we get all of these rail lines built. Rail lines do build quickly, so that'll be fine. And yeah, you can see how much more quickly it builds. So at this point, we definitely want to crank up these guys a little bit in terms of priority, just so that we get a level 1 on here. Why is this going to take until 18 January? Oh, that's just for level 5. Right. That's okay. So now you can see we have level 1 railroads all the way through here already. So now we want to prioritize something kind of like this. Because now we have some supply flow up here. Not a lot, but overland, some supply flow is important. And we'll just work on upgrading that. But we can now think about attacking this state here. So realistically, our offensive line is going to end up being here. And we can cautiously attack that. I'm not really going to be too interested in issuing direct orders right now, I think, because this is not going to be particularly challenging to take. So it's okay. We're going to want to queue up this for sure. We want to make sure that we have all of this good to go. Another sandstorm. Those come up incredibly frequently. Cool. So the next thing that we're going to do is look to substantially widen this front, which will be slightly awkward for us, but I think it'll be okay. Do they have supply hubs up here? They have one here, so this will be okay. We can start making use of this railway network, which will be very convenient for us. This is not very convenient. At least get up here. Okay. Cool. Taking this location will be very useful for us, because that's a victory point. So that will give us some level of supply up here. And let's go ahead and queue up a railway there. I want to move these tanks up here. They should get up there reasonably quickly. Cool. So they arrive. And for the moment, our logistics are the primary issue right now, but those are basically done. So at this point, we definitely need to just push forward. I'm going to send these guys over here, these guys over here. Kind of like this. Let's just move up. I want to push up here, and we will assist with these tanks. Because we want to just kind of push up this direction for the moment. Cool. So they get pushed out of there. And there's an attack automatically starting up here. I'm okay with that. Looks good to me. This will kind of bisect this front because of this lake, but that's fine. So we'll head on in there and hold off that counterattack. These tanks can now attack here. Cool. At this point, we definitely want to push up here. I'd also like to attack here. This is absolutely fine. Let's send at least one tank unit over to here. This is uncontested right now, and that's a huge, huge deal. We're going to continue building our rail line, because this is a supply hub here. Let's go ahead and assist this. And we should definitely send in at least one additional tank unit here. We're going to get attacked here and pushed out very quickly. Do we arrive there first? The answer is no. Okay. Get out of here. When do you arrive? Now. Let's send up another tank unit to help hold that. Oh, okay. They got there in time again. There we go. Now we can hopefully hold that for a bit. We do need to get our railway put in here. And we have no supply connection for right now, but we'll get that fixed. And this supply hub will help things a lot for us. Let's turn on the motorization. There we go. And we are apparently still converting some railway connections. Okay. That's fine. But let's get this rail connection built. And that is our current top priority, is getting a nice supply hub up here. So our next goal, of course, is going to be to set up an offensive line basically here. We'll go ahead and order that, but I'm not expecting too much attack for the moment. We're once again a little bit outpaced on our supplies. So this is fine. We'll give this a bit until we have these completed. 25 February and 4 March. That's not very far out. Excellent. And we can see there, we just got a big resupply out over here. So that's great. We do need to level up this railroad a little bit, but supplies are coming in, and it's all good. This is a very big state. Okay, we're probably not going to take that all in one go. Noted. But yeah, you can see here our supplies have dramatically improved in this area. They're not perfect yet, but they're getting better. So that's absolutely great. A level 5 railroad will be done now. So there we go. There's all those railroads done. Beautiful. Now, we should probably look at infrastructure as well. I'm going to queue these up at the bottom. There's a lot of infrastructure to be built up here. So we'll just do something kind of like that. I'm not too concerned right now about anti-air. We've lost a lot of planes. I'm concerned a little bit about this. Let's not run that for the moment. Oh, we have units ready for deployment. Oh, that's these infantry divisions. Do we want to actually deploy them? Yes. There we go. So where are we going to send these 5? I'm going to send 2 of them. Just 2 of them. To this army. Then I'm going to send these 3 to this army. So they can help defend this area. Cool. So that'll be an increase of 50% up here. And that should be fine. Assuming they make it there in time. Oh, wow, look at Spain up here. Okay. Germany's really starting to struggle. 446 at this point. They do have some manpower right now. But how long will that last is the question. Well, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will continue to push up North Africa. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, JJ Gamer, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, Atala, Jens Graham, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video. And as always, I will see you all next time.